So hello everyone, and this is the effect that I just stumbled upon. You could see, and I haven't created this. I usually when I create a tutorial, I try to create it first to see every issue and all, and then make the video. But I want this video to be real time. That way you could understand the thought process. And from my mind, it actually seems easy to do with like CSS, because obviously we will need CSS with this. So we will need Elementor Pro that you could get from the description, and that link, using the link in the description, would be a way to support me, so you can use that. So let's just think how this goes. Okay, so I'm trying to divide it into multiple steps, so let me just see what is like different stuff that's been done. So we just have a container, we have a text that goes up, it is also like hidden. Okay, and then we got like 3 smileys that just pop up, and then I think they are also rotating. Yep, they are also rotating. So like I said, this is like a real-time tutorial. I haven't worked on it. I just want to show you my thought process, how I work and all stuff like this. So for time being, I'll just keep it like the normal box width. I'll keep it in the center for time being. Why did it not work? Okay, there we go. This should be full width. And let's make like the random size for now. We just need to add an image. Yep, there's just an image. Do I want to use like a good image or just go with random image? I can add my photo. I don't have like nice photos like this, so maybe I just add random for now, because that's not our goal. Our goal is to just try that effect. So let's do center and then cover, so that it covers like this. It looks ugly. I'll try this one. Okay, this looks good to me. So on hover, we also have like this background overlay, so let's just do that. So on hover, so to make sure it works on both sides, we have to enable both this. I think so. Okay, it just works, no issues. So we got the gradient, this background overlay. Then we actually have a text in the middle. So should we do this or this first? I think the image is like easier to do rather than the text, because text is also easy. It just, there's like 2 texts that are going like above. Okay, so let me just add an image of emoji. We can use this image, why not? I'm not going to skip any process, okay? So if like you're going to watch with me, we have to use absolute position for this one. So let's just add the images. Why are there horns at 11 in the morning? I mean, obviously everyone's going to office. Maybe that's why. But still it's annoying. Usually while recording, I start hearing all the horns. Maybe because I'm focused on it or something. Also, the images are small, so we can actually use like the smallest size, so that the file size that is loaded is already small. If you use like 1024 and then reduce the size, it is still going to download the bigger size image. So that's not good for like page speed. So as we know, our image is going to be small, we can just use 150 by 150 and then change the size there. For some reason, this is doing this weird stuff. Okay, not sure why that happened. So let me just make this be, we can choose like any one of this. For time being, rather than changing by width, you could see that if I change by width, it is not changing the border. So basically this is a container. You know how we add a container, that is same for adding anything. The pink border is a container, and inside of it, it is an image. So if I want to change the whole container size, I'll have to do this. Okay, so 8% looks good. Let's do position absolute. We can place it on top, so negative something like this. Let's give it a class of emoji 1, I guess. So all of this rotate in different size. Okay, so we will add emoji 1 for this one. Let's duplicate it, and then this time we give it on the right side in the middle somewhere. So let's try that, and this one would be smaller. And let's give this emoji too. Let's duplicate it, and this one is at the bottom, which is like very small. So let's do this with the bottom one, and let's go even smaller. So right now we have the position for it. We now want it to scale up. So because it is scaling up, you could see. So this container, we can actually give it a class, or rather, because I have Elementor Pro, I'll just use custom CSS. But again, I have created a video on how you could use custom CSS without having Elementor Pro. And if you use that method, you will need to add a CSS around here and then use HTML widget. But I'll just use the custom CSS panel. So I'll use selector. You could check that video if you want to, if you don't have Elementor Pro, and you will know what to change in this, like in this custom CSS section. But mostly it would be same except the selector text. So first thing first, I'll also, you know what, I'll add the code for it even here. So dot emoji 1 comma dot emoji 2 and dot emoji 3. We will give it a opacity of 0. So yep, it works. So we need to give it scale of 0. I don't think we need to give opacity of 0. Yep, we just scale it. And then we want to do is, when we hover on this container, we want to show this. Okay, so if I do selector hover, will this work if I do like all three of this stuff? Let's try it. I don't know if it works for every single one. Nope, it's not working because we don't have to add, but we have to add comma. Why is it not? How can I add selector hover to all three of this? I don't know. Well, ChatGPT is going to come in clutch. So let's type, how can I add to hover effect on all three? All three different CSS. Okay, so because it will understand it's 3. So yep. Okay, so we cannot do it by one, I think. We have to do one by one, I think. Okay, so it's comma, comma, comma. Okay, okay. So that's how it works. So we will need to do like selector. To be honest, let's just do one by one, because we also need to change the rotate, right? So it doesn't make sense why we should do like this way. That is like all of this would be in the same. For example, if I just do this one, which is like comma, let's do comma, and let's do comma, and then do 2 and 3 like this. If I, let's say, do rotate like 30-degree, I guess you could see all three are rotating. We don't want that, right? So it's better to just use 3 different values, because we don't have, usually when we use comma, it's usually for something that is like common stuff. Okay, for example, scale, we can use it because we are scaling all three of them, but let's just keep it like this. We need to give it a transition. We could give transition for scale, or if you want to give it for everything, you could just give like, I guess 0.3 second works, and we got the effect working. I'll also add rotate 30-degree, minus 30-degree. 30-degree looks better. I could also do some ease, I guess. Sure, looks good. All we simply need to do is copy this one, do for emoji 2 and do for emoji 3, and then basically change the values until we find something that works. I guess 15. I just realized that it does not pop up together. It pops one after another. For that, we simply need to use transition delay. And again, we can basically change the like rotate value to look something like this, but I'm just gonna keep it like this for time being. We will need to do transition delay, and every one of this has different transition delay. So for emoji 2, let's do like a transition delay of, I don't know, 100 milliseconds, maybe more, like 200 milliseconds. Okay, that works. And let's do for 3 as, I guess, 400. Yeah, because 200 difference. And it looks similar, you could see. And we got the effect working like pretty quickly. Obviously we could play around with it, like change the image and all to make it like look as clean as this much, but right now I'm only working on trying to get the what you call the effect working. So when we hover out, it should be instant, right? So we will need to add transition delay, I think, inside of this one, because we want it to be like at the same speed at the end. Let's try it. Maybe add it around here, add it around here. Nope, does not work. Because you could see this one goes faster, but those one does not. So not currently sure why that happens, but let's try by adding emoji 1 value around here too and see what happens. If we do like 0 milliseconds. Wait, we have done 400. No, that's correct. My bad. It is still being like that. If I do 200, I know it's not going to be accurate. These two are popping together. How can I have like equal transition delay while they are not hovered? Because right now we have added for selector hover. Let's try with ChatGPT. Let's see what it shows. Okay, so we have to remove. Okay, we have to just do this stuff. Okay, so rather than using hover, we have to add the normal scaling. But yep. Now it works. So we don't really need emoji 1 like this. Now it works. So basically, because we were adding in hover state, it was not working. So if I do the selector emoji, and then it just works. This is why like ChatGPT or Googling is like very much important when you're doing stuff like this. Wait. These are now just popping up together though. Obviously I know what it. Obviously we could just do like scale and rotate. So let's try that. So rather than giving everything like the same speed, we are doing it like this. And it's not doing the transition delay. Why? Let's see. Let's copy this much and ask. Apply. I don't understand why that's happening. Really don't understand. They should be going at different speed, that is scaling up at different speed, because we have transition delay. If I remove this, it should work, but when we are scaling down, when we are hovering out, it should be This is confusing. I don't think I had to do stuff like this, which is why it's confusing. So why are these two like popping out together? But they're also popping in together? No, right? Are they? Let me try some 4000 milliseconds. Yep. So this is also not working. Why is that? Because I didn't give it emoji 3. Wow, what an idiot. Because I forgot to give it a class emoji 3. God damn it. So now it should work if I do like 4000. Sometimes my brain just, I mean, it looks cool when they like go one by one too, but I do want it to go together outside. And it should have worked by just, doing transition delay. I think it should have worked by like just doing transition delay around here. But we are doing selector hover and then doing emoji one, which is why it's not working. Hard to tell why it's happening. Let's try doing selector dot emoji one. Transition delay 0 millisecond. Let's try important and see. Let's add all of it and see. Yep. Nope. It does not work. Why? We have this one, but it is getting overwritten by this one. Hmm. Let's try again. If it doesn't work right now, I'll just skip it and go to the next step so that the video doesn't get like too long. Mm. Like the transition delay is working when hover, but not, but I want them to go, I want them to scale down together. So let's see. This is what I was also thinking, but it's not working and I cannot understand why. You could see that right now they are all three popping together. Hmm, 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 hmm. I think I got one thing that we could try. So I'll add selector around here, selector around here, and this one would be just removed completely. This one also should be, I guess, kept. So right now this is at least working. So like 1, 2, 3. I will add a transition delay in this one as 0 milliseconds. And let's try it by adding around here too. Nope, it's not doing anything. This two at least should go outside together, but it's not working. How does this work? I'm so confused. How does this work? So I guess let's keep it right now for like this, where it is just going outside. Maybe we could try by just looking at this code, I guess. Let's try by using this code. Okay, so it's this image. It is using transform property, preserve 3D, stuff like this. On hover, it is switching the transform to be. It's changing the scale from 0 to 1, obviously, which is like very basic. But how is it like going together? That's all I want to know. Like how is it like going out to together? Whatever. If you know how it does, let me know. I'll keep it like this for now, else the video will get like bigger. Next is this text in the middle. Now text in the middle is easier. Now obviously if we had all multiple content inside of this, I would have added an extra container, but as we don't have multiple stuff around here, we could do this, or we could use a div. I think using a div is like a better option rather than, or maybe div is like too much for this tutorial if you are not familiar with coding. So let's just add a container instead, because adding a div would just make it like a lot easier. Let's just make it like be in the center. Using a div for just this one is like the better option because it like reduces the code, but I'll just use this one. Okay, I'll type DMmotionarts. Let's do like center aligning. Let's do is, let's select this one and type fit content. So if we type fit content, it would be like based on just this much. What if we, even if we type something else, it is doing that? But fit content is usually what we type, and that way it would be based on just this stuff. I also don't want any default padding, so let's just remove that. I also don't want any gap. Okay, so both of this, I'll just make them a bit bigger for this tutorial so that we could see. Okay, so I'm going to do is this one is going to have position absolute. Okay, so that way you could see that if I change the color to red, you could see that it is getting placed on top of it. Okay, so let's keep it white. This one needs to go below that, so we could use this position absolute and then move it below by, I guess, whatever pixel size it is. So like this, like 80. Nope, 10, 20, 25, 35. Okay, 35 looks good. Does it look good? How close it is, like for the cards, it's just touching them. So let's just reduce it until it is like almost touching. Okay, and also let's just try with our, let's add an overflow hidden. Okay, it is working. So let's keep it default for time being. This one I'm going to call this as I guess text 1, and the second one I'm just going to call it as text 2, like this. And then in this code we are just going to go, so we are going to use this container to add the CSS class. Again, if you want the free method, there's like a video, and then you will have to do some changings regarding this. So on selector of hover, we want to do is text 1, and then also do like text 2, because we want them to move like equal distance. I want it to do is, we could do translate rather than doing overflow, rather than doing position absolute. Let's do translate 0 pixel, and then how many pixels is it in the down? It is 31 pixels. So we could move it negative 31 pixels like this. Oops. There we go. Does it work? Let's see. Make sure you spell the transform correctly. What? Why is it? Okay, there we go. Sometimes I just press like, I think, insert, and then it just messed everything up. We also need to give like text 1 and text 2 some speed, so that like transition speed, I'll do 0.3 seconds. It just works nicer. There we go. It works. And then all we simply need to do is go into this container, overflow hidden, and then if we do this, we got that effect. he does has a slower speed. So if we want to do something like slower speed, we could do that. Maybe like 0.5 and then add like ease in and out. I just realized that it doesn't have to be around it. It has to be on this whole container. You could see. So we can simply do is we could copy this code. Let's just go into this one and then paste it around here. And again, this one select, because we were using selector, we don't really need to do anything around here, because by using selector it is now using this container. But if you were using a different method, then you will need to use the CSS class around here. So let's say if this was like dot container, you would have to use like dot container. But that's why like selector just works nicer. And we got the effect. Obviously, if we played around with the values and all, we will be able to do it like much nicer, make it look like much more cleaner like this. And obviously it just goes around like play around with the values and stuff like that. One thing we were not able to figure out is how to make all of these three go down, and currently not really sure how to do that, because it in my mind I thought just adding transition delay to selector hover should do the opposite effect, which is like not like make them all go down. But this one also looks cool. And again, if this one has like this pointer, you see my mouse is changing to like this one, and here it is just using this icon. So we could just do is we could just give it a cursor pointer, and maybe that should do it. Yep, it is already doing in this one. So now our mouse also looks like this. Obviously you don't need to change the mouse to this one if this is not a link, because usually this hand icon is used when it's something clickable. So if it's not clickable and design purpose, do not add this cursor pointer. It's bad UX practice. So it was pretty easy to do, except like this part took like too long. So yeah, let me know if you find any issues or how to do that, and subscribe for more, like and all, and goodbye.